Hey, Rob Jepson from Xvoyant, and we've been talking for a while about how to transform teams through having world-class coaching approaches. And there's a number of hallmarks that makes for amazing coaching. One of the most important ones is how do they use data? So today I want to show you how the world's greatest coaches use data to personalize and inspire. And it starts with the coaching distribution model, the segmented distribution model, where we start right here in the middle with our core performers. We can go up with the high core and to the stars, and we can go down to the low core and the poor performers. And we've used this, we've talked about this and how this helps us move from the 20-80 principle to the 80-80 principle. And there's a million things you can do, but one of the reasons that great coaches have success with this is it transforms how they use data. Now, your BI tool is going to give you a lot of different data. And BI is important for managing a team and for managing a company, but it sometimes struggles for helping you coach a person. I'd like to identify first, there's three kinds of coaching of data. We have volume data, where we use that to just stack rank people's activities. Who made the most calls? Who did the most demos? Who did the most? We want to stack rank people and see, what's the work ethic look like? We go from that to conversion data. And we use this to say, how good are we? If this is our work ethic, this is how good we are. How many of those calls turned into demos? How many of those meetings held? How many of those demos turned to proposals, et cetera, et cetera. This we use to stack rank who are the most effective at their job. And the final thing that we looked at is productivity data. And this is what leads us to the binary approach of who did hit goal and who didn't hit goal. What I'd like to propose to you is there are better ways to use this data to help inspire people to change. And it starts with right here, we've identified, let's pretend we have someone that's in the low core, and we ask them, where do you want to be? And the answer that they may give could be all over the place. They may say, well, I know that the company wants me to get to core because, in this case, let's pretend core is 100% of goal. I want to do better. I want to get to high core this year, Rob. And so I want to move from here to here. And as soon as we have that moment with our client, it's important for us to understand that we now can create a moment of commitment. Coaching isn't about who's bad and who's good. It's about where are we going? And we've got to use data this way so we can help make that happen. And once we know where they want to land, the only thing that matters for us as a leader is can we help them get there? And so it becomes very important for us to be able to say, all right, the first thing that we need to do is identify what's the work ethic required for you to move from here to here. So we want to take your volume data, run it through this lens, and say, don't tell me the stack ranking of everybody here. I want to know, what does the volume profile look like for somebody that's right here? So we can kick it out on this side, and now I can transform volume data into target activity data. Now this is a huge transformation because now I can share with them, if you really want to get here, this is what the calls need to look like. This is what the demos need to look like. This is what you have to time block for. And if you're not doing this, you can't expect a way to get there unless you get lucky. Second, we're going to take your conversion data, run it through this lens, and we're going to be able to show what is the skill level need to look like for someone who lands right here. And we can create target competencies. And now what we can say is, now we know what things to train our skills on. Now we know what resources to use. Now we know what part of the sales process we should really inspect. We know where we should be recording calls. We know which tools we should be using for practice. We can now have intentional improvement rather than just resources used for the purposes of certification or compliance. When you do it with an intentional approach to improvement, you'll find that these skills develop much faster than if you're just running them through a training course. Last thing, we'll take our productivity data, run it through this lens to make sure that we land at our target effectiveness zone. And we don't care where we are on the goal or no goal, we just care, did we get here? With this approach, it's amazing what you can do. We can now say, instead of being a manager using data in a very sterile way, and for the people down in this area, really, you run the risk of demoralizing them. Instead, we can be a leader And literally we're doing that. We're leading them from here to here. And we're now using data in a very personalized way. But now the whole purpose is to inspire. I believe that leaders need to stay in the inspiration business. I believe that how you choose to coach will either have people in a demoralized state, and frankly, this is why 68% of salespeople are actively looking for jobs right now, and this is why less than 20% plan on staying at their company for more than a year, is because of this right here. This is why BI is not for coaching. Yes, I need it to run my team. Yes, I need it to run my company. No, it's the wrong tool for helping people be inspired. I'd like to challenge you today to make sure that you're engineering moments of commitment with your reps on an ongoing basis. Coaching is not about who's good and who's bad. Coaching is not about who's doing it and who's not. Coaching is about what path am I on? And even if I'm already here, it's about how good can you get. If you can get into the world of inspiring people to make moments of commitment, and then use the rest of your resources to make sure that they're staying responsive to that commitment, you can help everyone write a story that has a happy ending that they're excited about. I hope that you can all get happily ever after stories with every single one of your reps, because if you do, you'll transform them faster than you ever thought possible. Thanks, and make it a great year.